So, I've already done a video review on the HDHomeRun, but there are other ways to use this box along with another service that can give you some pretty awesome features. Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch, and this one is a software review because while this box is what I'm actually going to be doing a lot of the product on, and not just the box but just the use of it, the HDHomeRun is a way that you can also use Plex in a more useful way. So Plex is pretty awesome. If you're not familiar with it at all, I'm going to put a link directly to their website down below, and I'm probably going to do a couple videos on this in the end. One here, definitely probably one over on GeekSmart as well, how I did my setup specifically. But I'm using the HDHomeRun box to convert my antenna into a network connection so I can share my antenna feed over my smart devices. So all this does is give access to your over-the-air channels that you can receive in your area, whether you can receive them. There's never a guarantee. I'm 70 miles, almost 70 miles away from the towers, but I have a fairly large antenna up, and I get ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, things like that very, very well, actually, in my location. I can't get Fox very well at all, but that said, HDHomeRun basically connects to the antenna and puts that over Wi-Fi to your smart devices. Now you have to have an app. HDHomeRun actually makes an app that you can access things, and they actually offer their own DVR service and stuff like that you can pay to use. However, I use Plex. Plex is a great program that allows you to share media that's on your computer across your entire local area network that you can then watch from those devices. So I have my Plex server on my Mac Mini here in my studio, actually, that actually shares out that information, all of my media files, my YouTube videos, everything that I've created, things that I've shot with my kids, gymnastics meets, whatever. It allows me to access all those videos from the Plex app on a various source of devices. Now I have the Plex app on all of my devices, including my Apple TVs, and I can access those videos at any time that I want to. My daughters use it all the time because they like to go back and look at some of their performances, things like that, family vacations, trips, and it's really, really nice. It's awesome, actually. You can even use it for your movie collection and things like that. I don't. I have all my movies through iTunes, but that's just how I do it. So the neat thing about Plex, though, is what their premium features are. Plex Pass is a subscription service. Now, what's really cool about Plex Pass is you can do a monthly subscription, a yearly subscription, or a lifetime subscription. I was allowed the offering to show you this. They gave me basically a subscription to their service to test out to show you guys. But now knowing what I know, there's a few things that I really like, and a few things that I think they can definitely improve on, and they are improving on, that I've actually contacted them directly about. But through Plex, you can actually link it to the HDHomeRun box and record through their DVR service, Live TV. The really cool thing about it is it's all integrated into the standard software. The Plex TV, you can, well, the HDHomeRun box itself, you can only access on your local area network. With Plex and the Plex Pass, you can actually access live TV from anywhere. So all you have to do is enable the remote viewing solutions through Plex, and you can access your HDHomeRun tuner anywhere you want. Now, of course, you want to have something that's a strong internet connection, but also the DVR service. If you did DVR something, you can watch that anywhere. There's a lot of benefits. The live TV section is going to be the main point of today's video. However, Plex Pass has a lot of big benefits to it. They have premium, the actual decoder, actually, when you're actually doing stuff over the internet, they give you, or over your network, it actually runs better if you actually have the Plex Pass. It runs a little bit higher end decoding software on your computer. The live TV is obviously one thing. Photo albums, they'll actually sync. It'll also geographically define them. There's a lot of advanced processing that goes into things. There is lyrics and stuff with your music collection. It'll actually figure out what song you're playing. There's a lot of benefits. It has access to other software. Plex Pass has a lot of benefits to it. I'm going to put that also in a link. Second link below is going to be directly where you can see all the benefits from the free version of Plex to the subscription or the premium version of Plex. Basically, just go to that link, scroll to the bottom, you'll see a big column where this one only comes with the free version, this comes with the premium version. It's a really awesome way to see if this actually will benefit you. But one of those things you have to have the premium version for is access to live TV and DVR features. So, that's what we're covering today. Use of the HDHomeRun box with Plex and Plex Pass and being able to actually set your stuff up to record. I've been doing it now for a few weeks, and it's awesome. The only downside to it is if you're familiar with using a DVR with a satellite or a cable company, you're probably used to the hit the guide button, brings up a listing of channels with times, or maybe it's the opposite, right? So channels on the side, times to the side. And then you can see the time block. If that shows a half hour, it'll show a half hour. If it's an hour, it's an hour. Currently, Plex doesn't have that. There's a ways to kind of get around it to see specific shows on specific channels, but I'm going to show you here in a minute. It's a grid system, and it's not like your traditional grid. It's more of a, if you're familiar with how like iTunes or like the movie stuff works, if you have 50 movies in your collection, it's going to separate them in alphabetical order, and it's going to show you all of them. Not specifically when they're on, but in Plex it'll show you what's coming and what's currently on. And if you want to know what time it is, you got to kind of step on it and figure it out. So I understand where they were going with it, but people are so familiar with that grid, that's their traditional grid system, that this is one of the big fails, in my opinion, of how Plex works. However, they're working on it, and they know that people want that. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future. However, that's not out yet, so we're not going to cover that at all. We're going to cover it as it currently sits. The DVR function works awesome. The recording feature, the ability to access your recording works awesome. It's going to definitely depend on your computer how well it records as well as how well it streams. But as long as you have something that's decent. My Mac Mini is a 2012 i7 Mac Mini. I do have 16 gigs of RAM in it, but I also have another Mac Mini that has 4 gigs of RAM, same processor actually, and it does pretty good as well. So I'm not going to say you need 16 gigs of RAM. I would probably say at least 4, if not 8 or more. So, and that's going to be more for dedication of DVRs, but the big thing is hard drive space. You're going to need that. So without further ado, let's over to the computer. I'll show you what the setup looks like on there. You can actually access everything through your computer, and then we'll head upstairs to my Apple TV and show you what it looks like up there. So let's get going. Okay, so we are here on my desktop, and I'm going to open up Plex. Now, Plex is already running in the background on me. It's the little chevron up here, and I actually have it set to open on login. But I'm going to go ahead and open it. I'm not looking to show you how all the setup and everything on this. I'm just going to show you some of the main features, and then we're going to go to the recording stuff. So you can actually see some of the recent stuff here that's gone on my TV, recent stuff that's actually added. And then if you actually see the little orange thing, that'll tell you if it's been watched or not. So like I watched these two, but I haven't watched a lot of these actually recently. I have watched that one. But either way, this is your library. On the left-hand side, we're going to see your server, status settings, things like that. Libraries are going to be all the stuff. So cameras, media, and photo are 3 libraries that actually access content that I have on my system, not DVR features. I use those frequently before I had the Plex Pass. And then TV shows where I actually keep all of the TV shows that I've already recorded. And you can actually set that up with it whenever you do the setup of this. Recording schedule, if I click on that, it'll show me what's set to record. So I have Roseanne and Jimmy Kimmel Live, Survivor, several things. And this was yesterday, this is today, and then the rest of the week. And then I can actually skip forward another week to see the next set of recordings. And I've had a few other things in there, like I was recording the news at one point, and then I decided I wasn't really watching it, so I stopped recording the news. And over here where I'm recording priority, we can set what's the most important. So for instance, Roseanne, you know what, let's move that up because that's that's probably our most important one right that we're watching. Survivor, Late Show, Jimmy Kimmel. I actually like Jimmy Kimmel Live, to be honest, more. But either way, and then I set that to record, I guess, at one point, but I canceled it. But either way, all right, so program guide is where you're actually going to set your stuff to record. So this is stuff that's currently on TV, and then stuff that's upcoming or coming soon. So you can see on the bottom edge, there's a little orange bar on the stuff that's currently showing. That's telling you how far into the program we are. So we're actually over halfway through Steve. Same with Crime Watch. Same with Harry. Judge Judy's only maybe 25% into its program. So you can tell if, oh, how much did I miss if I forgot about watching it and I didn't set it to record. These are things that have not started yet, and you can see underneath it'll tell you starting in 23 minutes, starting in 53 minutes. If we scroll down, this tells you my upcoming shows that I'm set to record, and then they have recommendations, upcoming movies. If it's a movie, obviously, oh, you know what? I definitely want to watch Stuart Little too. Let's set that to record. It's tonight at 7 p.m. So these are things that will actually give you information. Within here as well, we can, under the Discover tab up here, we can actually see just show me shows. Now it's going to show me TV shows. So you can see 2 episodes of that, 2 episodes of that, 1 episode of that. We can also change it by channel. Let's go by channel and say channel 2. Channel 2 is my CBS, so let's just do that. These are all programs that are just on CBS. But notice that they're telling me shows and they're telling me how many episodes, but I don't see when they're episodes. So let's go 60 minutes. Let's click on that. Looks like there's Sunday, April 8th at 6 p.m. is episode 29. April 15th at 6 is episode 30. So this is where you have to go to get that information. So you can see that we're missing that traditional grid layout, and that's the big item. So let's say I want to record 60 minutes. Let's say I just want to record this one episode. If you see all the way to the right, there's a little circle dot. I can click on that, and it'll set just to record that one episode. So you can see this episode and add it to my TV shows. Now I can change that in here, all episodes. New airings only, or repeat and new airings. It's up to you. Within advanced here, so the little advanced tab, I can also say things like start 5 minutes before, end 5 minutes after. That way, if the program goes long. So if it's a live program, you might want to, you can start it slightly early, but you might want to add like a half an hour or so to the end, just in case it goes over. You can also limit, you know what, only do this program if it's on channel X, because I know that on this channel I don't want to get double recordings, but at the same time I also don't want to get really old stuff, because you know some programs have a lot of reruns on the older stuff. You can change any of these settings. Keep all episodes, or just keep the last 5 episodes. So if it's maybe something I don't watch all the time, but I want to keep the last 1, 2, or 3 episodes, 1, 3, or 5, I guess is what it does. And then you can also just see, keep it for 30 days. After 30 days, if I haven't watched it, just get rid of it. Probably news programs are probably going to do like 7 or 3 days. And then delete episodes, whatever, after a week, after you've watched it. So you can set auto delete if you want. So these are all options for you. It's up to you. You can change the resolution, HD only. So if it's a standard definition, I don't want to record it. A lot of capability. Same thing if I'm actually on a program here and I can see these multiple episodes. You can see up here where there's a multi-dot record. That's going to automatically bring up the all episodes recording, not the single episode recording. But you can still access that even when you set the standard single episode as well. So this is what it looks like here. If I actually click on TV shows where I have all my TV shows located, this will tell you how many I have that are actually in here that I haven't watched. And if it doesn't have a little orange thing next to it, I've watched all those programs. So the Winter Olympics, which has been over for a while now, I still have on there because I haven't set it to delete. Same with the Oscars and the Oscar opening ceremony. I've watched those. So for Survivor, I'm up to date, but I'm 1 episode back on Roseanne. I'm 6 episodes back on The Late Show, although those are probably some of the older ones, and then 5 with Jimmy Kimmel. So it's all over the place, but this at least gives you information. So we're going to see this actually when we go upstairs as well here in a second. But that's what it looks like on the computer without going crazy, and of course probably taking a lot more of your time than you probably wanted to. Okay, so this is my Apple TV, pretty obviously. And we're going to head over here. This is where I have my Plex app right over here. And we're going to open it up. It's going to look similar to the one that's actually on the computer, but it will have its own unique style to it. So we have basically just access. We're not going to have any of the settings and things like that on here. From here, if we actually head down so you can see those same cameras, media, photos that I had before, TV shows is, like I said, where I keep my TV shows. Now you can see continue watching Jimmy Kimmel Live, one that I actually I had on deck there that I was watching. I started it, but I haven't finished. If I go into TV shows, this is where you'll see the exact same setup you had before. Exact same information, so we're going to see how many episodes we have missed. So let's go into Jimmy Kimmel. Click on that one. And we can play season 16, episode 36, or if we go down, we can go directly into it and see all the episodes that I have. So I've watched that one partially, I haven't watched that one, and there's several in there right now. If I head back, and all I'm doing is hitting the menu button, but every box is going to be a little bit different there. You know, if I go down to like Survivor, I don't think I have a whole lot in here on the show. I still have 2 episodes in there. That's, you know, I've already watched both of those. Roseanne's only a few episodes in, but I only have the last one that I haven't watched. But that's how you get in here. You can also just set it to unwatched. What's the ones I haven't watched yet? You can set it by folder, where these are all the different folders in there. Now, that's not going to really help so much as if we're in... let's head back out here. If we go to Program Guide, this is where we can actually, just like before, if we go to Shows specifically, and we can actually go these. We can't do the same winding down on this app than we can actually on the actual computer. So that's something that I noticed that was, you know, definitely worth noting. But this is how you actually would select what program you want to watch. If we actually head into Watch Now, that's the stuff that's currently on. So like we said, Steve has 14 minutes left. Let's actually click on that. We can actually just hit Watch rather than Record, and you'll be able to watch live TV as it's currently on right now. So it's on a commercial right now. But if I click back out, I can then go ahead and hit Record, and then you'll notice this. It's going to be very similar, just a little bit different layout to set it up. We can do the same thing in this episode or all episodes. Same thing that we were doing before. So it gives us quick access to everything. It allows us to go into, to use our antenna with our smart device without having to worry about running cables. That's obviously the HDHomeRun in this case. But the Plex app allows us to record it, and you have a choice. You want to be a monthly subscriber, great. If you want to do the yearly or the lifetime, that's also a good option. So pretty awesome. I really like it. So that's Plex and the use of Plex Pass to be able to watch and record live TV. So where does that put you? You have to have a computer running, because the Plex is that's what it actually runs off, is a computer. Now, you can do it on a laptop or a desktop. Desktops are just meant to be kind of left running. So, like I have my Mac Mini, which is a very lightweight, I guess a laptop-esque desktop. Very small, very power efficient, and it works fantastic. It works perfect for those purposes, actually. I have that running all the time, so it has access and able to record and do all those things. You have to have a way to get the live TV to it, so that's like this, the HDHomeRun box. I don't know if this is the only box that actually works with it. It does work very well. This is the Duo, or the 2-tuner unit. They also make a 4-tuner unit as well, so that's something to keep in mind. I will put links where you can purchase this down below as well. The Plex Pass, which is their premium subscription service, starts at $4.99 a month. So that's if you want to do a monthly fee, which is a lot cheaper than any DVR service out there. And all that is the service to allow you to actually set it up to record. And I mean, obviously, all the other features that come with it as well. If you want to learn about more what else comes with it, that's down below as well. You can do a yearly pass for $39.99. So obviously, get a little bit of a discount than paying per month. And then the really neat thing is the lifetime subscription. If this is something that you're definitely interested in doing, you try it out, maybe try it out for a month. If you like it, lifetime subscription I think is $119.99. So basically, for the cost of 3 years, you get it for life. Now, of course, that's up front. You can't buy 3 years worth and then have it for life. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do, because the biggest gripe, in my opinion, is the guide. I really don't like it. When I'm recording, I set it up to record. Now, you can also search for shows. I didn't really show that, I don't think. But whenever you bring up the program guide, you can do a search and search for a specific program and set it to record. That's what I do, or I look for it in the alphabetized order. Or I just kind of scroll through, ooh, I wouldn't mind watching that. So you can do it that way, and then I set it to record, and I do all of my recording through Plex. It's a great way, because that's how I have all of my stuff currently, like I showed you before. But I don't do all my live watching through it currently because of the grid format. I'm just not a fan of it at all. So I use, on my Apple TV, there's an app called Channels that allows me to access this. It also buffers up to 1.5 hours. I've done actually I've shown it when I actually did the review on this guy. I showed that app as well, and it's going to be another video I'm going to do in the future on that app as well, because they do offer DVR service too. It's just that cost-wise, Plex is the best for cost. So if they bring that service and they get a much better guide or front end to it, for specifically for just the live TV part. I love the other part of it. I really do. I love the capability and the showing of all your shared media files. But the live TV guide, that's where they really need to work on it. If they bring those two into fruition and into fantasticness to it, I can't wait, because it's going to be my primary item to go to. So, HDHomeRun plus computer plus Plex and Plex Pass gives you live TV and DVR function. And I didn't show it, but you can be anywhere on mobile network. I live in Iowa. I could be in Florida, and I could be watching stuff off of my computer here. Now, of course, that's going to be dependent on your capability and your speed of data, but in the actual Plex app itself, you set, okay, what's the you know, how quality, things like that. And of course, it's going to be the best quality based on your internet connection. So awesome, and it works really, really well. And definitely check it out. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Like I said, I'm going to do, I think, a setup video on this as well. At least a partial setup video on it to show you how to set it up. But it's fairly simple, to be honest. It's not too difficult. It's not like some other things out there. And it works really, really well. So if you have any questions, like I said, subscribe to the channel, share the video, like it, and we'll catch you back here for another video review in the near future. Nothing else. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.